Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether concepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the octave pushing the truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Agua who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the Jim Orlando Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, another Saturday edification. Lord willing, to be edifying. So I titled this lesson, A Paradigm Shift is Happening. And I saw a clip, or I saw a news article that sparked me when I just woke up, maybe about 6:30. And I found some other news clips I'm going to use in this lesson because this one news article, it just disturbed me, man. Like, it pissed me off for a few seconds. But then I got to realize, as we always have to realize, this is the work of Yahweh Shema Shai. Every day, different things are happening. Prophecies are playing out. And this is Yahweh Shema Shai moving these chess pieces. Okay? You got bishops, rookies, pawns, knights, right? Kings and queens on the chessboard. Bishops, knights, rookies, pawns, kings and queens. And this is Yahweh Shema Shai moving these chess pieces strategically. So this is copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. You see it. So first I'm going to play here. In all these clips I got, a couple of them might have infomercials in it, so bear with me. But this first, that news article I saw had me to go get some other stuff. So let's check this out first. This is from a guy, Jim Rickards. Check this out. Turn this volume down. Which we already know this is happening because the Bible already talks about it first, man. That's why I tell you in Romans 15:4, these things were written aforetime ago for our learning. Aforetime ago. Check this out.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's talk. There's an urgent situation unfolding in America, and today I'll unveil all the unnerving details. So let's get started with a critical question. Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people, Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic, because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good. In this new war on freedom, the Dems aren't coming for your guns. No, they're thinking much bigger than that. They're coming for your money. And it's already started. Hi, my name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the Pentagon, the White House, Congress, the CIA, and the Department of Defense. I'm also an attorney, investment banker, and author of 7 books on currencies and international economics. When places like Fox, CNBC, or Bloomberg want to know what's about to shake up the global economy, they call me. Most of all, like you, I'm a proud American patriot. The disturbing predictions you're about to see are based on my independent research and my contacts in the intelligence community. I've never made this kind of public announcement before, but it's my duty to pull the alarm. This is what I believe Section 4 of Biden's order means for all Americans. The US dollar will be made obsolete. Soon your cash will be confiscated or will simply be worthless paper. The cash currency we have now will be replaced with a new programmable digital token. But the truth is, few outside the deep state recognize Biden's move for what it really is. If my predictions are correct, this is so much more sinister than simply replacing the cash dollar with a new digitized version. Friend, this new currency will allow for total control of all American citizens, because every digital dollar will be programmed by the government. That means they will be able to turn on or turn off your money at will. Not only that, but they'll be able to track and record every purchase you make. This is very different than online banking and has nothing to do with crypto. I'll explain everything in a moment. But what you need to know now is AOC has already publicly declared her support for a government-controlled spyware currency. The digital dollar means Dems would be able to punish any contribution, purchase, or even social media comment that they don't like. And this isn't something years away. It's starting now. Biden's secret army has been hard at work, and U.S. trials are already well underway. In fact, our government is racing to catch up. China and Russia have already launched pilot programs for their own digital currencies. More than half the countries in the world and almost 90% of central banks are testing or exploring a digital currency right now. In my opinion, it's not a question of will the U.S. implement a digital dollar. It's just a question of when. And the answer to that is it's already happening. Under Project Lithium and Project Hamilton, the new spyware currency has been quietly tested for several years. There's no stopping it. I predict we'll see a digital dollar in circulation next year or 2024 at the latest. But I do have some good news for you.
So remember, he said 2024, right? Remember, Putin just said that I did a lesson the other day that they're going to pull out of the space station by 2024, man. Lord willing, Yahushua been in return and destroyed this bitch. Lord willing, man. But anyway, let's go to this next clip. Lord willing, man. Now I'm going to play all these other clips. Then I'm going to show you what pissed me off this morning. So let's check this out here. There might be some infomercials in this, so just bear with me.
The level of financial pain Americans are facing right now is simply off the charts. And as the price of virtually everything continues to reach new record highs, we are about to experience the most dramatic shift in the
And this ain't nothing because it said in the 40-year high in inflation, right? Guess where that 40-year high come from, man? In 1980, there was inflation in Babylon at 13.5, man. 13.5. So we at 9.5 right now. This is nothing.
Standard of living in all U.S. history. As the value of the dollar plummets, so does our purchasing power. Consumer prices are still rising much faster than people's paychecks, and the Fed's rate hikes seem to be doing more harm than good when it comes to taming stubborn inflation. To call it economic malpractice would be way too kind. The truth is that these policies are complete and utter lunacy, and we are all going to literally pay the price for such madness. Today, we are going to expose the harsh reality millions of Americans are facing right now, and how our standard of living is being destroyed right before our eyes. Before moving on, please support us and leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our upcoming videos. An enormous paradigm shift has begun. Out-of-control inflation is creating severe imbalances all across the economy, and U.S. consumers are seeing their buying power evaporate at a stunning pace. In June, shoppers paid the highest prices since 1981. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported, the sharp increase in the cost of consumer goods is contributing to a major economic slowdown given that Americans are having to spend less and less to make ends meet. In June, the Consumer Price Index, considered the official measure of inflation, soared 9.1% from a year ago. But the truth is that official numbers only show the very tip of the iceberg. Energy prices, for example, were up 41.6% from a year ago. Gasoline prices shot up 60.1% over the past 12 months. Food prices rose 10.4% year over year, with the cost of groceries jumping 12.2%. Restaurant prices climbing 7.7%. A national online study conducted by Payments this month revealed that the majority, or 53% of consumers, said their financial condition is worse in 2022 than it was in 2021. Consequently, this downturn is influencing their grocery habits, with nearly half of consumers, around 45%, saying they're only shopping for essentials and seeking discounts in an effort to find better prices on the products for which they're looking. For the average consumer, reality is not shaped by how much the government tells.
So,
Hey Google, backyard lights on.
Netflix killed Blockbuster.
they done
Uber
doubled down on
killed
me.
Taxi Cabs. And now there's a new
Tells them what things cost. It's shaped by their personal reality when they go shopping and pay their bills. Payments Karen Webster noted in her commentary on the survey. Jason Lusk, head of agricultural economics at Purdue, said in a statement, "We need to pay attention to this. Food inflation is outpacing salary growth, and it hits those with the lowest incomes the hardest." The survey's findings show just how hard the finances of American families have been hit. Many people are already using their savings to pay for housing and food. Since the start of the year, the real value of American hourly earnings has dropped faster than at any time since the 80s, and the soaring cost of living is weighing on the minds and wallets of millions of families. As food prices continue to skyrocket, the effect on consumers exceeds even that of the already dramatic increases seen in the hard data about these price changes. These impacts are compounded by consumers' deteriorating financial situations. And while they spend less, grocers and big box retailers push prices up even more to offset their financial losses. This week, Walmart noted that the amount that consumers are spending on groceries and gas is compromising their ability to buy anything else, which is hurting the company's bottom line. The increasing levels of food and fuel inflation are affecting how customers spend, and while we've made good progress clearing hardline categories, apparel in Walmart US is requiring more markdown dollars. Walmart President and CEO Doug McMillon said in a statement released on Monday. We're now anticipating more pressure on general merchandise in the back half. Many other consumer-focused companies have also been raising their prices to make up for lost sales, such as Kraft Heinz and Albertsons. Both companies recently announced another round of price increases ranging between 10 to 20%. In other words, the cost of living squeeze is far from over. In face of all this, there's no wonder why consumer confidence is heading lower. More and more Americans are starting to feel gloomy as inflation eats a larger share of their purchasing power with each passing month. This month, the index of consumer confidence fell to 95.7 from a revised 98.4 in the prior month, the conference board reported on Tuesday. The decline was larger than expected. Economists polled by the Wall Street Journal had forecast a decline to 97 from the initial June reading. The part of the survey that tracks how consumers feel about current economic conditions fell to 141.3 this month from 147.2 in June. Looking ahead, inflation and additional rate hikes are likely to continue posing strong headwinds for consumer spending and economic growth over the next 6 months, highlighted Lynn Franco, Senior Director of Economic Indicators at the Conference Board. On the same note, Oxford Economics chief U.S. economist Kathy Bostjancic said consumers' increased pessimism is consistent with our view that consumer spending and the broader economy are downshifting to a much slower growth path amid high inflation, rapidly rising interest rates, and financial market volatility. That's a serious issue, especially considering that we're entering an economic recession. At the same time, many potential home buyers are being forced to put their plans to purchase a home on hold as housing becomes significantly more unaffordable, and the latest mortgage rate increases make the problem even worse. A new study by online real estate brokerage Redfin found that the rise in interest rates led a good chunk of home buyers to lose up to $165,000 in buying power on new homes in the last year. Interest rates for 30-year fixed-rate mortgages have jumped from an average low of 3% to about 6% in the last year alone. Because of those rate hikes, mortgage costs have shot up by a median increase of 49%. This has resulted in potential home buyers being able to afford less on the same budget, Redfin noted. At the end of 2021, a home buyer with a monthly mortgage budget of $2,500 could afford a home worth up to $517,500. But for the 4-week period ending June 15, 2022, that same home buyer could only afford a home worth up to $399,750. That is a $120,000 drop in purchasing power. Even homeowners able to spend more than that are seeing diminishing value in the homes they can purchase. Buyers with monthly mortgage budgets of $3,000 or $3,500 have lost $141,250 and $165,000 in buying power, respectively, the study finds. At this point, the vast majority of Americans can see that a
Sick of red and itchy mosquito bites? This Brazilian scientist just shocked the world with his invention.
A dramatic economic downturn is on the way, Magnify Money data revealed. Over 70% of U.S. adults said they believe a recession is coming within the next 6 months. The biggest recession warning sign, which 88% of respondents pointed to, is high inflation. In second place are housing and rent prices with 61%, rising interest rates 56%, the stock market 55%, declines in consumer spending 42%, and rising unemployment 36%. Their biggest worry when it comes to a looming recession is the inability to pay their bills, with 44% reporting difficulties to get by. In essence, the pace at which U.S. households are seeing the standard of living deteriorate is absolutely alarming. In less than 2 years, we've become unable to afford the most basic things, such as food, gas, energy, and housing. The economic policies that have been introduced over the past couple of years not only have left us with the worst inflation spike in a generation, but are also turning the U.S. dollar into worthless paper, and we are rapidly approaching the point of no return. If only our paychecks were rising as fast as the cost of living was, American families would be able to keep up with the escalating prices. But of course, that is not happening.
That's not happening, man.
And increasingly, more Americans are falling out of the middle class with each passing day. If your income does not rise as fast as prices are going up, your standard of living will go down. By now, all evidence shows that the U.S. economy is broken, and the solutions enacted by our leaders only aggravate our existing problems. Prices are expected to continue to soar into the stratosphere, and this means that life is going to become increasingly difficult for most Americans. We are dangerously close to the economic endgame.
Man, and the only separation that the hopeful elect have from everybody else is hope, faith, and our belief, man. We know Yahweh Shema Shah is going to come through when it's time. Not on our time, on their time. All we got to do is stay diligent, 2 feet, 10 toes, grind it to the pavement, man, doing this work, staying focused on what's important, man. And that's working out your salvation with fear and trembling, staying grounded in this truth, man. Because they tell you in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Not money, not even if you have real gold and silver. It ain't going to matter. The scriptures say the people are going to cast that gold and silver in the streets. Okay? All we got to do is stay grinded, man. 2 feet, 10 toes down, man. For Yahweh Shema Shah, and they're going to come through, man. Don't worry about when. Don't worry about how. Just know. It tell you in Psalm 125:3, the rod of the wicked should not rest upon the lot of the righteous, man. If you doing what you're supposed to be doing in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shah, to the best of our ability, all that we know, far as we know, Psalm 34:7 said, angels encamp around us, man. It's about our belief, man. It's about our faith.
What would you do if your power bill went up by 50% this winter? What if energy prices went up by 100% before the end of the year? This may sound a little bit extreme, but these kinds of price increases are already being announced. The United States is facing a historic energy supply shortage, and a total cutoff of Russian gas is threatening to create a severe energy crunch that'll have enormous consequences for the entire world. But even before the Russia and Ukraine crisis broke out, the whole planet was already moving towards a major energy crisis, and now we're being told that countless people in the Western world will experience a really cold and harsh winter and confront some of the most expensive prices in history. We have a lot to cover in today's video, but before moving on, please support us and leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to stay up to date with the most important news. Russia is weaponizing energy supplies in retaliation for Western sanctions. On Monday, Moscow announced another supply cut to the European Union, triggering panic in Western markets over potentially severe gas shortages heading into winter, according to U.S. officials. The U.S. is working furiously behind the scenes to keep European allies united against Russia, as President Vladimir Putin attempts to destabilize American and European energy supply chains. Russia's state-owned gas company Gazprom said it would cut flows of natural gas through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to just 20% of its capacity. A U.S. official said the move was putting the West in uncharted territory when it comes to whether or not there will be enough gas for Western nations to simply get through this year's winter. European officials argue that it's only a matter of time before Putin decides to cut off natural gas supplies completely. U.S. authorities argue that European countries should never have allowed themselves to become so dependent on Russian energy. Last Wednesday, an energy rationing plan for the member states of the European Union was introduced. The Save Gas for a Safe Winter plan sets a target for the 27 member states to reduce their gas demand by 15%. The plan is focused on curtailing demand by businesses and in public buildings rather than private homes. Among the proposed measures, the EU Commission is encouraging industry to switch to alternative energy sources, including coal where necessary, and to introduce auction systems that compensate companies for reducing.
If you want to burn fat quickly, there is one vegetable you must absolutely never eat. Do you know what that vegetable is?
Companies for reducing their gas consumption, as reported by CNN. However, experts argue that this plan won't be easy to enforce, and even if all of the member states meet their goals, it still won't be enough if the Russians stop the flow of gas entirely. Now that leaves America in a very critical position. The U.S. has already been ramping up natural gas exports to Europe in an effort to ease the disruptions caused by this crisis, but that is shrinking. In fact, one U.S. official has openly admitted that this will result in a dramatic increase in energy prices in the coming months. This was our biggest fear, the U.S. official said during an interview with CNN. The impact on Europe is going to boomerang back onto the U.S., spiking natural gas and electricity prices, he said. Russia's energy coercion has put pressure on energy markets, raised prices for consumers, threatened global energy security. These actions only underscore the importance of the work the United States and the European Commission are doing to end our reliance on Russian energy, the National Security Council spokesperson added, highlighting that Western nations are bracing for further Russian destabilization of energy markets. In Europe, the ongoing uncertainty over energy supplies sent benchmark gas prices up by about 85% since late February, according to the Intercontinental Exchange. And now, Americans are also starting to see the price of natural gas rise to very alarming levels. New data reported by Wolf Richter shows that natural gas prices jumped by 30% from a month ago and more than doubled from a year ago. U.S. consumers are set to face a tremendous amount of financial pain this winter. In some markets, new rate hikes are simply shocking. For instance, in New Hampshire, Eversource is raising its energy supply rate by about 50% on August the 1st. With customers using on average 25% more energy in the summer, a typical customer could expect to see a $70 increase every month, the utility said. On top of that, the energy service rate for New Hampshire Electric Co-op will go up 77%. Liberty Utilities will jump 100%, and Eversource's rate will rise by 112%. Local officials noted that rising global energy costs are driving electric supply prices in New Hampshire to all-time highs. New Hampshire consumer advocate Don Christ noted that the Ukraine crisis is driving up global demand for energy and in turn raising prices in the United States. Christ said, energy burdens fall disproportionately on people with low incomes. And so, when you see an increase of that magnitude, it hits hardest on those who can afford that kind of increase. And people are going to have to make some very difficult budget choices. This means that the rest of the country will soon face similar rate hikes. Needless to say, many Americans are not ready to see their power bill soar into the stratosphere. According to a new survey, the timing for these new price increases couldn't be worse.
Man, our forefathers had to never deal with this, man. Never had to deal with this, man. These devils gotta go, man. The world is mourning, man. The whole creation is groaning, man, because of who's in rulership, man.
And that's because the percentage of U.S. adults that are struggling to pay their monthly bills has just hit a record high. A U.S. Census Bureau
In the ancient time, there wasn't no paying no light bills, man. The daylight was our light, man. And when it got dark, it was family time, man. It was sitting around, family time, candles burning, pulling out the scrolls. Family time, man. It wasn't no work after dark, man. It wasn't no overnight jobs. None of that, man. These devils have destroyed the earth, man. Destroyed it.
survey found that the share of Americans who report having difficulties paying their bills has surpassed its 2020 pandemic peak, underscoring the toll of soaring
prices. All the time. You read about the stories. You know, you sit around with the families talking about how Joshua and Caleb went into the land and took the land of Canaan from them Hamites, right? When someone was crying, talking about they look like John, we look like grasshoppers compared to these guys. Joshua and Caleb didn't come out with fear, but those other guys came back. They was terrified at those Hamites, right? Just like King David. He said, man, I wrestle lions and bears. Surely the Lord will give me this uncircumcised Philistine. You had Jakes that was terrified at this, man. This is our legacy, man. Being warriors, being soldiers. And now it's a spiritual battle, man. We are spiritually fighting against these devils, man. And Jake is scared to go to the front of the war, man. To the front of this battle. The Lord said, prepare thyself to thy battle, man. So in the ancient time, when the lights went out, when the sun went down, it was sitting around, sipping wine. You with the family. We talking about these stories of our forefathers, man. And how the Lord gave us his law, statutes, and commandments. When you read in Joshua 10 and Judges 10, and Gideon and Joshua told in Joshua 10 and 24, when he told them, let me read this real quick, man. These devils got to go, man. Because now we can't even meditate on the stories of our forefathers, man. Now you want about bills and paying. Listen, we ain't what about this in ancient time, man. These devils got to go, man. But it's okay, because we're dealing with a spiritual battle, and the Lord is looking for hardened men, not weak, feeble, frail, emotional, beta simps. The Lord is looking for men, soldiers. This is Joshua 10 and 24. It reads, and it came to pass when they brought out the kings unto Joshua, and Joshua called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of good courage. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. We are in a spiritual battle right now, man. That's why Yahweh Shah said, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the labors are few. Pray to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, that he may send forth more laborers, man. And these weak niggas out here, man, all this is going on every day. And Jake still don't want to come to the forefront of this battle, man. Well, this is a spiritual battle, and we're going to stand in the paint, man. To shake the hand of these devils, to let them know they got to be destroyed, man. The world is out of course. All the foundation of the earth is out of course because of these devils, man. None of this should be, man. None of this. Let's finish this.
Prices on budgets. 4 in 10 adults said it has been somewhat or very difficult to cover usual household expenses in a poll conducted end of June and early July. That's the highest since the census started asking the question. It implies that more than 90 million families are struggling, up from about 60 million a year ago, researchers wrote. The survey also pointed out a sharp increase in financial stress in all of the country's large metropolitan areas. For example, in Dallas, Texas, the percentage of American adults reporting difficulty paying bills climbed to about 45.9% from 27.9% a year earlier. The share in Detroit went up by almost 20 percentage points. In addition, a report released last week by the New York State Comptroller Thomas P. DiNapoli exposed that 1 in 8 residents were behind on paying their utility bills as of March. More than 1.2 million customers statewide owed $1.8 billion, with residents of New York City and Long Island accounting for 68% of the total. The average amount owed by...
Well, they had to show, hey, these devils, they had to show Eve with Esau and a Shedemite with Jake. They just had to show that.
residents in the state doubled over the past couple of years to $1,467 in March from $768 in March
The world is
2020.
stressed out, man.
Nationally, the latest census survey found that more than 1/3 of U.S. households reduced.
We had well water. That was enough for that. You need another infomercial anyway. We had well water, man. We had farms, man. We had crops. We knew where our food was coming from. Now these devils talking about tracking what you eating. What are they talking about, man? This place got to go, man. Let me pull this next clip here. So, man, and then, man, I always think about, me and the brother talk about this all the time in the book of Judges, chapter 7, when the Lord told Gideon, he said, the people that are with thee are too many. Bring them out. He said, I'm going to read it real quick. Let's get this next clip here. Now, this is from about a month or two ago, right? Say thousands joined migrant caravan moving through Mexico to U.S. border, man. Remember, the greatest deliverance is going to be here from Babylon the Great, man. That's why I tell you in Jeremiah 15:33 that Judah and Israel were oppressed together. All that took them captive, held them fast. They refused to let them go. The greatest deliverance is going to be here from Babylon the Great, man. That's what the Lord got. All 12 tribes coming here, man. All 12 tribes, man. Let's play this.
Tonight, along a roadway in southern Mexico, a seemingly endless stream of people making their way on foot towards the United States. Men, women, and children walking through pouring rain and sweltering heat. They come from
You see what it just said?
the United States.
God is with us. Let me read this, man. Hey, that's what the Lord said. The truth got to go out to the four corners of the earth, man. This is Hosea. Why do you think they're in this situation? Because of the Lord, man. Because we sin against the Lord, man. And the beautiful thing is, only the hopeful elect going to return. Hosea 5:14. I will be unto Ephraim as a lion. What does a lion do? He devours gazelles. Okay? I was watching a clip a little while ago of 4 or 5 hyenas try to listen. The lion, he got scratched up, but he killed all 4 or 5 of them, man. The lion get down. It said, for I will be unto Ephraim as a lion and as a young lion to the house of Judah. What you think a young lion going to do, man? Go read Micah 5, man. Verse 7. It said, the elect of Israel shall be in the midst of many people as a young lion on gazelles, man. That's when the Lord get a whole fleck of spiritual power, man. The men. The point I'm making is, for I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. Where they going? They trying to get to America. Like America going to save them. No. We got to repent, turn back to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. If you ain't calling on the names of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father, and His Son, in the Hebrew, you're gonna die a fucking grievous death, man. You're gonna die. And if you're not sincere and serious about this, you're gonna die a fucking grievous death, man.
Men, women, and children walking through pouring rain and sweltering heat. They come from
Look,
across Latin
some little
America,
kids,
places like
the Lord don't care about none of that.
been walking through pouring rain and sweltering heat.
Hold on. I gotta read it. I was reading it yesterday in Jeremiah. What did the Lord say? He's gonna kill, let's read it. Men, women, child, suckling. He don't care, man. And you niggas gonna find out the hard way, man. Where is it? Let me find it here real quick. Because you want to worship heathens, man. You want to follow behind these devils, man. This is Jeremiah 44:7. Therefore now, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the power of hosts, the power of Israel. Wherefore commit ye this evil, this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. The Lord don't care. He don't care, man.
Heat. They come from across Latin America, places like Venezuela, Cuba, and Colombia.
Cleaving to these
all with the
devils
same
gonna die,
goal,
man.
immigration to the U.S.
We left Colombia because of the homophobia. We both got physically and verbally attacked. We had to cross the Darien jungle and trails through many xenophobic countries.
It's the latest and one of the largest migrant caravans to make the nearly 2,000-mile trek north through Mexico. The group's journey began Monday in the city of Tapachula.
Yeah, long way to go.
Organizers claim there are
This is
nearly
their hope. This is their hope, man. This is their hope. Trusting in these devils, man. Thinking Babylon gonna save you, man. That's Jake, though. Trusting in these devils, man. Now, you know what these devils say? You know what 2/3 our people say when they in these countries? When they tell their daughters, when they get to America, don't get none of your tribe. Go get you a gringo. That's what their parents, that's what the moms tell them, man. Get you a gringo when you get to America. That's how much influence this devil has embedded in us, man.
15,000 migrants in the caravan.
And it's spiritual, that movie. What's the movie name with Mel Gibson? It said, Get the Gringo. The world is tired of these devils, man. But that's 2/3 is, they love these niggas, man.
But authorities in Mexico estimate it's closer to 5,000. Robinson Reyes is making the desperate journey and says the current policy in which migrants process their paperwork in southern Mexico rather than at the U.S. border is not working quickly enough.
We've been here for almost a month, and they haven't solved anything regarding the humanitarian visa. We want a future for our families. We are not violent. We just want a better future for our families.
The caravan setting off on the very same day.
Everybody leaning on their own understanding, man. Okay? The heart is deceitful and desperately wicked, man. Who can know it? None of us, man. The Lord say, trust in Yahweh Shema Shah with all thine heart, with all your mind, every inch of it, and lean not to your own understanding, man. Because when we do, we are through.
That world leaders from across the hemisphere meet in Los Angeles at the Summit of the Americas. It's the first time the U.S. has hosted the Triennial Conference since it began in Miami in 1994. But this year's summit kicking off with controversy over a number of exclusions. The United States refusing to invite leaders from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua.
The president's principal position is that we do not believe that dictators should be invited.
Prompting leaders like the president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, to skip the conference and send a representative instead.
No puede haber cumbre de las Américas si no participan todos los países del continente americano.
Now the presidents of Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala following suit, announcing they too would not attend the summit.
Señor presidente de la República, el doctor Alejandro Yamatei, no asistirá a la Cumbre de las Américas.
The absence of the countries from which many of the migrants originate threatening to derail the goals of the summit.
And while some leaders are opting not to attend, the White House is moving forward with the summit, hoping to continue with the planned agenda, focusing on migration, COVID, and economics. President Joe Biden is expected to arrive in Los Angeles on Wednesday.
Now, let me pull this, man. But it's a paradigm shift, man. It's a paradigm shift happening, man. And this ain't for low-level thinkers. So right here, I'm gonna play this, and I want to show you this article.
Moments ago, U.S. economy shrinking for the second straight quarter. That means the recession is well underway. As we say good morning, I'm Bill Hemmer. A ton to get to today, so we waste no time.
We will waste no time at all. I'm Dana Perino. This is America's Newsroom, and this is exactly what the Biden administration anticipated would happen. They tried to get in front of it with messaging, but the numbers are the numbers. The Commerce Department announcing GDP shrank by 0.9%, and that is then the second consecutive quarter, which means that there is a recession.
And there's been this ongoing debate. You got to get out Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Okay, so we're going to define recession for you. Here's the bottom line. The Biden economy is shrinking as the Fed unleashes rapid-fire rate hikes to try and stave off the highest inflation we've seen in more than 40 years. Let's get right to it. Maria Bartiromo joins us now. Maria, good morning to you. Go ahead and give us the news, because they projected 0.5% on the positive side. The number was...
You think Jake worried about that right there? Officially a recession, man. These niggas is out here doing everything else but trying to find some kind of way to return back to you. How about your mama Shah and maybe receive salvation, man? This place is going down. The monetary system, the economy. Okay? There's an economic collapse, man. This place is deteriorating. And Jake is focused on everything else but what's really important, man. But it's okay, because that's their lie. We here and they ain't. Call out your how about your mama Shah.
The negative 0.9, we missed it by 1.5 points, right?
Yes, that's right. Good morning to you both. We are now in recession. And we can confirm that because it is 2 quarters straight of contraction. The economy.
Shalom to all the Akim and the Akwa from the comment board. Shalom, the water for tuning in. Yeah, about Shema Bashar, Barakathum.
Economy shrank in the second quarter by 0.9%, on top of shrinking in the first quarter by 1.6%. Now, so far, all of the commentary that I'm hearing is talking about a shrinking of the economy, but the good news for the economy is that job growth has stayed strong. And that was why some people were questioning, well, maybe it's different this time. It's hard to believe that job growth can be up to 300,000 in 1 month when, in fact, you are in a recession. What's different this time is that we did have an inventory buildup. In other words, a lot of companies were holding on to inventory because of those supply chain shocks. When they were able to get the supplies that they needed, they were built up and weren't able to sell them. So at the end of the quarter, companies were complaining that they had too much inventory and they needed to mark stuff down. And that led to some expectations, well, maybe inflation is peaking. I see no evidence that inflation is peaking right now. We are at 40-year highs. However, we did see oil prices come off of the highs of the year in the month of July. So maybe in July, we get a better, more manageable consumer price index than the current 9.1% that we have right now. There is reason to believe inflation comes down in July, but it can go right back up again. The bottom line here is the economy is troubled. Don't forget, 3 million fewer people are working today than before the pandemic. We are producing less oil than before the pandemic, and we are no longer in growth mode. We are in a shrinking mode. The economy got smaller, not just in the first quarter, but the second quarter as well. Dana,
and this had nothing to do like this, like she's saying. It had nothing to do with no pandemic, man. This is Yahweh Shema Shai. This is what a kingdom look like when it falls, man. It gotta fall. Yahweh is establishing his only begotten son's kingdom, man. And this kingdom got to go down, man. Okay? Job 24, verse 23 through 25, man. Let me read it right now, as a matter of fact. It got to go down, man. And it got to start somewhere. And it's going to affect everybody, man. The difference is the hopeful elect have hope, man. Their faith is being built up now. So when it get bad out here, let me tell you in that Psalms 91, 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. That's what we've been building up for now, man. Job 5, in Job chapter 5, it say, at famine and destruction, thou shalt laugh. That's those ones in Psalm 91. When they say 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand. What's those 1,000 falling and 10,000 at thy right hand? Jeremiah 25 and 33, the Lord say, there shall be bodies from one end of the earth even to the other. And they shall be laid on the ground as dung to my people. But it shall not come nigh thee. Lord willing, that be us. Stepping over dead bodies, moving around. Saying, damn, the Lord cold. They was warned. Keep it moving. Stay behind me. Stay close. Keep it moving. However it plays out. Damn. There go another 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 dead. The Lord cold. Keep it moving. Stay close. Stay focused. Tunnel vision. This is Job 24 and 23. Though it be given him to be in safety, to my this devil, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. Whose eyes? Yahweh Shema Shai's watching everything, man. He's watching us. He's watching them. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. Who's exalted? Them that's in rulership. For a little while, but are gone and brought low. What do it mean to be brought low? The Lord told him in Genesis 3, in Genesis 3 and 15, on thy belly shall thy go. That means to be brought low. You the basis of men. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other. As all other what? As all other kingdoms. The Syrians, the Babylonians, the Medo and Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. They shall be taken out of the way. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. If it be not so, who shall make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? Who's going to make Yahweh Shema Shai a liar? Nobody.
You just mentioned the White House tried to manage this, get in front of the number, tell us a recession is not a recession. We all know what a recession is. This is what economists have.
These are Job 9:24 telling you this. It ain't Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. It's these devils. Because guess what? Their pockets are getting slim too, whether you believe it or not.
Counted on for as long as I've been covering this, and that's 30 years. 2 quarters of contraction is a recession. No matter how you feel about it, or no matter what you want to call it, people are feeling pressure. They're paying 35% more for a
U.S. in recession as economy continues to shrink, and it's going to continue to shrink. In Isaiah 14, the Lord says this. Isaiah 14 and verse 10, it reads, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we, the other nations? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. What does it mean for worms to cover you and spread under thee? That's corrosion, corruption. That's being destroyed from the inside out, man. And the Lord did that to Herod, and he did it to Antiochus Epiphanes, man. He destroyed them. A grievous, horrible death, being consumed from the inside out. That's what's happening in North America, Babylon the Great, man. Though you can't see it, it's happening, man. This is what the Lord do, man. Remember when Neo jumped into the guy? When Neo knew when Morpheus said he started to believe and he stopped the bullets and he ran and jumped into the guy, the agent, and he blew him to pieces. He jumped into him. He blew him from inside out, man. That's what happened to Babylon the Great, man. Yeah.
Dozen eggs than they were last year. They're paying 18% more for meat and fish than they were last year. And so those costs are creating what we call demand destruction. Housing is probably going to be the area that you want to focus on most because you had mortgage rates now at 5.5%, and that has put a sharp dent in what we were looking at to be a very strong housing market. Bottom line, this is what the Fed wants. That's why the Fed is slamming on the brakes on this economy with 75 basis point hikes 2 times in a row. We will likely see rates continue to go higher and an economy continuing to slow.
So that's so helpful. And I wanted to ask you about that Fed rate hike yesterday. So the White House will come out today, no doubt, and the president will speak at 2:15 today. And one of the things that they will say is that recession announcements are backwards looking. That's looking backwards. And they will try to say that going forward, things look better. Do they have a case to make there when the Fed just did this yesterday and we won't have the effects of that for a few months?
No, I don't think so. If anything, we are looking at a GDP that sometimes people feel is backward looking, but there's every reason to believe that this gets worse because of the sting of inflation. I just spoke on Mornings with Maria to Nick Timmeros from the Wall Street Journal, Ken Rogoff, as well as Kevin Hassett. Ken Rogoff said he is expecting things to get worse in the second half of the year. We are watching all of these numbers because the Federal Reserve is watching to see how aggressive they're going to be. There's now a 22% probability that they raise rates again by 75 basis points in September. Well, that's lower than the chances that we were.
Now remember, who controls who's doing all this, right? Yahweh Shema Shah. As I tell you in Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. The Lord got these devils doing this with these numbers, playing with this to deceive you people out there, man. Because guess what you're gonna do? They gotta, I said the other day, they have an agenda called problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, you dummies react. Now you're looking for a solution. And guess what they say? If you just put this in your inward part, you won't have to worry about this. All you gotta do is take this all, right? Exodus 21, verse 5 and 6. Get this tag in your ear like our cows have, and you're gonna be good. That's all you gotta do. The end goal, the end all be all is to have everybody tagged like cattle, man. They said it. They said we are just goyim, okay? Which in the Hebrew is goyim. We just goyim to these people, man. That's what they said. Useless eaters. And you will conform and comply. That's why in Revelation 12:17, it say the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Why? Because they have the testimony of Yahweh Shah and keep the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah, and they will not conform nor comply to these stupid laws, to their stupid agenda. The whole flick ain't gonna apply to this garbage. But you out there in the world, you slow belly niggas, you're gonna conform to even every which way they got it coming, man. You're gonna do it. Half of you already done took the Jabberwocky. You already got the Jabberwocky. Your DNA is altered. They know we have a royal seed line in us, man. So you already took the Jabberwocky. You through.
We're looking at before this number, we are still talking about rates going higher. And as you watch rates go higher, your borrowing costs go higher, and the rest of the world get impacted by that, there's now talk of government debt defaults across the world.
Hold on. Was that the eagle? Is that the eagle? I think it is. Babylon the Great. You devils.
Defaults across the world. Europe is probably going to go into recession sooner than the United
Rome
States
all
is
over
because Europe has a whole gas problem as well because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So once we see Europe go into a recession, that
devils,
reverberates
man. Felt like
as
y'all
well.
about Shabbat.
Remember, this is not a decoupling. We are all in this situation together, and the global economy is under pressure. So I would expect things to worsen in the second half of the year.
Maria,
Unfortunately.
she said we all in this together, right? In Isaiah, that's what the Lord told us to separate from these devils, man. Isaiah 13 and 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. No, we ain't joined together. There's a separation.
Really appreciate the analysis on the spot on all that. Midterms are 3 months away. You've got Democrats on the Senate late yesterday proposing raising taxes on American companies. We're going to see how all this plays out very soon. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, so I got this article I want to show. You want to get some of you brother like the comment board up. Lord willing, I'm going to get some of these precepts. Lord willing. I want to show this one more time. This guy, Jim Rickards, though. But this is heavy, man. This is heavy. This is that end all be all gold, man. Let's play this again.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's talk. There's an urgent situation unfolding in America, and today I'll unveil all the unnerving details. So let's get started with a critical question. Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people, Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic, because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good. In this new war on freedom, the Dems aren't coming for your guns. No, they're thinking much bigger than that. They're coming for your money, and it's already started. Hi, my name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the Pentagon, the White House, Congress, the CIA, and the Department of Defense. I'm also an attorney, investment banker, and author of 7 books on currencies and international economics. When places like Fox, CNBC, or Bloomberg want to know what's about to shake up the global economy, they call me. Most of all, like you, I'm a proud American patriot. The disturbing predictions you're about to see are based on my independent research and my contacts in the intelligence community. I've never made this kind of public announcement before, but it's my duty to pull the alarm. This is what I believe Section 4 of Biden's order means for all Americans. The U.S. dollar will be made obsolete. Soon your cash will be confiscated or will simply be worthless paper. The cash currency we have now will be replaced with a new programmable digital token. But the truth is, few outside the deep state recognize Biden's move for what it really is. If my predictions are correct, this is so much more sinister than simply replacing the cash dollar with a new digitized version. Friend, this new currency will allow for total control of all American citizens, because every digital dollar will be programmed by the government. That means they will be able to turn on or turn off your money at will. Not only that, but they'll be able to track and record every purchase you make. This is very different than online banking. It has nothing to do with crypto. I'll explain everything in a moment. But what you need to know now is AOC has already publicly declared her support for government-controlled spyware currency. The digital dollar means Dems will be able to punish any contribution, purchase, or even social media comment that they don't like. And this isn't something years away. It's starting now. Biden's secret army has been hard at work, and U.S. trials are already well underway. In fact, our government is racing to catch up. China and Russia have already launched pilot programs for their own digital currencies. More than half the countries in the world and almost 90% of central banks are testing or exploring a digital currency right now. In my opinion, it's not a question of will the U.S. implement a digital dollar. It's just a question of when. And the answer to that is it's already happening. Under Project Lithium and Project Hamilton.
Remember that it said Project Lithium, Project Hamilton. Remember that.
New spyware currency has been quietly tested for several years. There's no stopping it. I predict we'll see a digital dollar in circulation next year or 2024 at the latest.
There it is. If we got that long. So let me show you this article real quick. Nah, it's talking about different nations and heathen, but I know Jake is in them, man. For the Lord scattered us throughout the four corners of the earth, man. So this is the article I saw when I woke up. And it really pissed me off, man. Honestly. But then I had to think. And the Lord always moving chess pieces, man. It say Western countries are shipping refugees to poor nations in exchange for cash. That's some harsh, cruel stuff, man. It say the UK government was due to begin its first deportation flight to remove asylum seekers to the East African country of Rwanda on June 14, 2022, exactly 2 months after signing the UK-Rwanda agreement. The asylum seekers were from several war-torn and political unstable countries, including Syria, Sudan, and Iran. Each year, thousands of people, many fleeing repressive governments or poverty, attempt to cross the English Channel in fragile boats in the hope of starting a new life in the UK. Listen, man. These devils gotta go, man. It's a Boris Johnson with his demon ass, the UK Prime Minister, defended the UK-Rwanda deal in June 2022, saying it would remove the illegal cross-channel trafficking of people whose lives are being put at risk. These niggas don't care about these people, man. In exchange for Rwanda receiving the deportees, the UK has paid the country about US 142 million to cover the initial cost of operation, the program, as well as economic development project in Rwanda. Listen, man. What are these niggas talking about, man? West countries are shipping refugees to poor nations in exchange for cash. This where we at? So, you get these precepts, man. So I had here, I'm gonna read these two precepts. I'm gonna get some of you brothers, man. So I want to get Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. It reads, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made the earth drunken. The nations are drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If it so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. There is no healing for this place. And I want to read this in Isaiah 1 and verse 2. The Lord said, we are sick, right? It say, Isaiah 1 and 2, hear, O heavens, telling you Israelites, we are known as the heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. This is the point I want to make. 2/3 of Jake will not return to the Lord, man. It say, why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the soles of the foot, even to the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. Putrefying meaning they new, they fresh. That's why I say iniquities. That's sin on top of sin. Jake is constantly filled with putrefying sores, iniquities. It say they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Meaning there is no healing for us, right? Which lead me to this. In Jeremiah 30, the Lord says this. It's Jeremiah 30 in verse 12. Precept, a lamb back to Isaiah 2 about the wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. It reads, Jeremiah 30 and 12, but thus saith Yahweh, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. It's grievous. No one can heal us. No one can help us. But Jake flocked to these devils for help, man. Isaiah 30, 1 through 3, Isaiah 31, 1 through 3, Jeremiah 17, and what was that? Jeremiah 17 and 5. Cursed be he that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his own. Psalm 146, 3 through 5. Psalms 118. Don't put your confidence in man. My favorite, Psalms 44 and 11. It's a vain is the help of man. What does the word vain mean? Empty. It's nothing there. Okay? Jeremiah 30 and 13. There is none to plead thy cause. The brother put the precept up on the comment board. Lamentation 4 and 17. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. Nobody can heal us. So when these niggas talking about in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it ain't talking about when it say you shall be sold as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. It's talking about nobody's going to redeem us out of these devils' hand, man. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. That's why we need Yahushua. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 12, it reads, but when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. Who's sick? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. We, as a nation of people, are sick, man. And we can't be healed. There is nobody that's going to save us. We don't have a, what it is, monetary issue. We don't have a financial problem. You think you do, because you look at the ones that are so-called made it to Hollywood, these sellout niggas that bent over and took it in the ass with no grease. You think they made it? Listen, we don't have a monetary problem. We have a sovereignty problem, man. So it say, but when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick, right? Yahushua came to heal those that are sick. And 2/3 of our people that is sick, they don't want to be healed. They want to stay sick. Just give me my few perks here. I'm gonna be all right. Just give me my perks. I'm gonna give me some insurance, and I'm gonna go to the doctor. They don't want real healing. In Psalm 103 and 2, it reads this. And that's why you niggas gonna die with these devils, man. Blessed be Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Yahushua said he came to do his father's will, his father's business. To do what? To heal the lost sheep of the house of Israel. In Ecclesiastes 10 and 10, it reads this. The physician. Who is the physician? I just read in Matthew 9 and 12. Okay? It say, the physician cutteth off a long disease, because we sick. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we are sick. The physician, Ecclesiastes 10 and 10, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, Esau, Edom, so-called white nation, they are king today, right? It say, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And remember, the Messiah only been gone for 2 days and a half, man. See, it's 1,000 years. It had been 2,000 years, over 2,000 years to us. But to tell you that 1,000 years to us is only 1 day to the Lord. So the Messiah only been gone for 2.5 days, man. Okay? While we sitting around here weeping and moaning, crying and bitching, like, man, the Lord only been gone for a couple of days, man. It hasn't been long in the spiritual realm. This is how it plays out on earth as a long time. The Lord is showing us prophecy, man. He about to move on these devils, man. Let me get some of you brother precepts. I got to go back to the top because you brother was lightly coming board up, man. Lord willing, I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time. So let's read them. You brother was lightly coming board up. Man, you brother got them fight prees on here too. This is GMS Harakah. Salakia. This is Isaiah 10 and 2. Isaiah 10 and 1. Salakia. Yeah, Isaiah 10 and 1 it reads. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. It tell you in Psalm 94 and 20, they frame mischief by law, man. That's what these devils do. Verse 2, it said to turn aside the needy from judgment. Who is the needy? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is how they get down, man. But they got to pay for that, man. They're going to have to pay. What is that? Galatians 6 and 7, right? Whatever you sow, it's a, let's read that real quick. I don't want to read you, brother precepts. I only want to, you got some men coming, boy, that's all fire. I want to read them. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, man. Them devils got to pay for everything they done to us, man. They got to pay. Beautiful. This is Bayan Yasharala, Job 5 and 12. It reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So what they think they're going to, what they think is going to happen is not going to happen, man, which is their new world order, man. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fool is carried headlong, man. They're going to die. They're going to be destroyed. When they think they're about to fill their belly, like I tell you in Job 20, the Lord is going to throw a monkey wrench in that, man. Beautiful. Job 5 and 14. It reads, they meet with, they say they meet with darkness in the daytime with their counselings and grope in the noonday as in the night. And this is going to be them. Remember taking the curse in Deuteronomy 28, the Lord said we was going to grope in the noonday, meaning you won't have no way of life. You walking blind like a zombie. You have no light. You don't know where you're going at, man. So now it's going to fall upon them. It's Kazab Bun Yahweh. Ecclesiastes 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And it's these devils. They're real good with their words. Like it said, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit, man. That's what these devils do, man. And they slick with it. The brother put it up. Was that Psalm 50? Psalm 55 and 20 and 21. His words were smoother than butter, right? But war is in his heart. His words are softer than oil, but yet joined swords. Talking about these devils they did to the Gadites. Seminole Indians and Issacharites, man. And they came over here, made peace treaties. Then they break every one. That's them devils. Look, beautiful. Kazab Yahweh. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Who? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He the one set the policy. He set the standards, right? He the reason why we got to pay lights and gas and water, right? He the reason why you got to buy water. Hold on. I got to read this. Lamentation, chapter 5. We had to pay for water. We had wells with alkaline water, real water. It's Lamentations 5 and verse 4. It reads, we have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold unto us. If you got money, you want to build a house, where you got to get your wood from? You got to go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot or whatever type of lumber yard that's in your city. And you got to buy your wood. Guess what? We had land in the ancient time. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we had land because whatever your father had, it was passed down through generation. We had land. So what you did is go and cut down your own trees and trim up your own wood to build your own house. It was free, and you had servants to do it. My great-granddaddy in Mississippi, I used to go hunting every year. I ain't been in a few years, right? We got an acre of land, family land, grandfathered in, right? My great-grandfather built it from the trees out of his own land. He built it himself from cedar and oak trees, man. He built himself, okay? That's how it was in the ancient time, man. And Kala Yahabashimama Shah, I was able to experience that because everybody can't do that. Everybody can't say that. So the water of the Lord for having me, I got to experience that, man. I get to go and see this old house that my grandfather built from his own trees off his own property, man. He had to go to the lumber yards, okay? But now it say we have drunken our water for money, and our water in plastic bottles. That's destroying us. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold to us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest, man. So it say, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. That's these devils. They pretend to help you. Jake think he get a promotion on the job, this devil is helping you. No, he just got a bonus and a raise. More money went into his pocket. Your manager, your GM, he ain't helping you. He's helping himself, man. But he gotta drag his servant along, right? Right. You always had a field. You had the field niggas and you had the house niggas. Guess what? What the house niggas said. When you watch the movie, what's this movie? Birth of a Nation, right? Was it Birth of a Nation? Yeah. You remember the house nigga? He was like, y'all better go on back. Don't do that. We can't, that's massa. That was the house nigga. Go watch the movie Birth of a Nation. Right? You already got these Sambo niggas in the house, man. The Sambo house niggas and the field niggas was different, man. It's a verse 8, verse 18, from Kazak Ben Yehuda, Sirach 12 and 18. He will shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his countenance. That's what they do. They devils. They tell you that in Ecclesiastes 14, man. But you know what? It's all good. But the Lord say this, seeing his days are determined, the numbers of his months are with thee, with Yahweh Shema Shah, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. That's why they're going to go hard. That's why I tell you in Revelation 12 and 12 that he's pissed off these elites and they're going to come down with great wrath because their time is running out. And the Lord got them at a point they can't overpass their boundaries. Let me read it here. In Job 21 and 20, it reads this. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure have he in his house after him? That's why I tell you in Ecclesiastes 4:16 that there is no end to all the people, right? It said even those that have been before. It said they that come after should not rejoice. Why? Because they got to pay for what their forefathers did, because they are their forefathers. So it say, for what pleasure have he in his house after him? Why? Because they ain't taking pleasure. Now we see these Edomites crying all over the news. And it say, For what pleasure have he in his house after him when the numbers of his months are cut off in the midst? What does it mean for something to be cut off in the midst? Your lights just go out because you ain't paid the bill. Your car run out of gas because you forgot to put gas in it, right? That's being cut off in the midst. That's what the Lord said going to happen to these devils. They're going to be cut off. We read in Job 5 that they will not perform their enterprise. What's that? Psalm 33 and 10. Let me read that. To learn about the precept the brother put up about them being cut off in Job 5. It say, Psalms 33 and 10, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. That's what it said in Job 5. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. You see? So what they doing is, this is the Lord playing chess, man. They don't know who controlling them, but we know. All they know is, it's them that's making these moves. Like 2/3 of Jake. No, I went and got this bachelor's. I got this master's and associates, right? I got this PhD. I went to learn things. I went to college and got these doctors. No, the Lord moved you over there. He moved you through those avenues. He took you that route. Guess what? A lot of us took that route, and the Lord bring you out of that route. And then he say, tell the angel, put the spirit on to wake up. Take the scale off his eyes. But 2/3, they don't. They keep following that same route until they fall into a pit and they done. But then the hopeful elect that went those routes that was trying to make it, the Lord woke you up, man, and showed you, he saved you from falling into that pit. Right? That's Job 33, 14 through 16, man. He saved us from falling into that pit, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10 from Beyond Yashala. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And it tell you in Psalms 83, okay, 1 through 6, that we got enemies, man. Our enemies. All these 17 heathen nations are your enemies, Jake. We got enemies. Never trust thine enemies, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. And iron, when it rusteth, you can spray over it. You can re-dip it. You got rims that done faded. It got rust on it because in the rain, so the rims stay wet. The rust start to set in. You can re-dip the rim in chrome, but guess what? The rust is still there, man. It ain't going nowhere. And that's these devils. Though they seem like they cool with you, you get to go out and have some coffee with them, go get you a latte, right? Y'all go out to eat together, movies. Guess what? When it hit the fans, when SAT, when it hit the fan, them devils gonna turn on you, man. Because the rust is still there, man. The rust is still there. This is the brother done put up verse 20, but we'll read let's read it here. Kazak Ben Yehuda put up Psalms 55 and 21. Let's read 20. It reads, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. And the Lord said in Zechariah 1 and 15, they held forth the affliction, man. These devils went overboard. They hung us up, left us there. When you hang somebody, it's in the law. The Lord says if you have to put somebody to death by hanging when they die, when they spirit leave their body, you take them down and bury them. This devil didn't do that. He went overboard with afflictions. He set Jake on fire, and before he set him on fire, he cut Jake rods off and set him on fire. And they took pictures and made pictures and put them on postcards and some to their families while their kids were standing around watching us hang or watching us burn alive. These devils did that. It say, he had put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him, which is the so-called Indians, the North American Indians, Gad and Reuben, and the Ishkarites, so-called Mexicans. He had broken his covenant. The Lord say he had never break his covenant with Israel. He said he sworn unto David that his throne will be established forever and his seed. But these devils, they break every covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. But war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And as we always mention, as the apostles told us these stories, and then we looked them up ourselves on Google. Cristobal Colon said he couldn't put on his sword for a moment with these devils. I mean, with the Gadites and the Reubenites, because they was cold with them bow and arrows, man, with them hatchets. And then this devil General Cluster, when you read about the story, when there was like 125 of them, right? And they want to take down Chief King Silhouette, right? The Gadites, so-called Indians, when they came over here, there was too many of them. So the general told them, this nigga, General Cluster, a dummy Edomite, told him to wait. I think he said they only had 225 men, as the story reads. But then he had to take 125 of the men, and they had to go back and get more men. So he left General Cluster with 125 men, if I'm calling it right. And he told him to wait, just watch, stay hid out, and watch. This nigga, this Job 9:24, wanting to go and charge the Indians with him and his 125 men, and the general told him to wait till he get back with more men. And they lost their lives because Gad, Reuben is cold with them hatchets, man. Okay? When you read their story, it's in the social study book. It's there. It's Ecclesiastes 14:6. There is none, this is from Beyond Yashala, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. I love that chapter because it tell you that he's not happy with his own portion. Some of these devils, they got all the money. They got the bag. Why is they not happy with what they got? These niggas said they want everybody chipped like cows. For what? Because he said he want to be as God. He want to sit up in the seat of God, showing himself that he is God, right? So they want to control everybody. They want to know your thoughts, what you doing. These niggas talking about tracking out food from what is called from being grown to your plate, man. Carbon dating, man. Carbon footprint, man. What is they doing? The devil gotta go. Verse 17. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. Hold on, I gotta get a precept for that. He will declare his wickedness. In Proverbs 26:24 reads this. It's a Proverbs 26:24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. 7 mean completion. So these devils is total consumed with wickedness. There is nothing good that come out of their mouth. It tell you that in Psalm 58:3. The wicked are born, estranged from the womb. They speak lies as soon as they be born. It said there are 7 abominations in their heart, man. That means they are total consumed, completion, completely wicked. It say whose hatred is covered with deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Now we see this devil for who they really are. They're being exposed. Everybody know you the Edomites. You ain't white. You ain't Caucasians. You ain't the Greeks. You ain't the Romans. You are Edomites. You're not white. And as Elder Malcolm brought this information out about, they created the word white in 1681 as a social construct. When you look in the dictionary, it is better to find an old dictionary, like an 80s, 70s, 90s dictionary. It tell you that the word white is righteous, pure, holy, right? But the word black means dark, evil, wicked, void of light. And you ain't white. And you are different shades of red and pink because you have no melanin, no pigment, and your blood show forth through your skin. Hence the name Esau, Edom. So this is Kazak Banya Hawada, because a food shortage going on. 2nd Ezra 16:22. And 2/3 of Jake don't even realize there's a food shortage. And guess what? The elites, when famine hit, the elites still gonna have food. Them that got the bag, they still gonna have food. It's gonna be you, us, the poor, the meek. The famine is gonna happen to us, not to them that got the bag. 2nd Ezra 16:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses. What's a storehouse? Oh, a Sam's Club. What's the other one they call I can't think of the other now. What is it? Sam's Clubs and What's the other place down here? You got Whole Food, Sam's Club. I can't think of the other one right now. Costco, right? These are storehouses. It's the full storehouse has suddenly been found empty. It ain't gonna be empty to those that got the bag. It's gonna be empty to us, man. This is Kazak Bunyan Howard, Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit. And that's crazy because this devil Biden said a few months ago, I did a lesson on it. He gonna tell Putin that they are coming for their ill-gotten gains. I said, what? What is this nigga talking about? Putin said, Biden said, he told Putin and all the oligarchies that's in Russia, they are coming for their ill-gotten gains, their billion-dollar yachts and all this. How you talking about you want to come and get Russia's ill-gotten gains? How did you get North America, Babylon the Great, through ill-gotten gains? And I got a clip I'm going to use, Lord willing, and it was shown in the clip I got, from Seneca Valley, which is Central Park in New York now. There was a so-called Negro, Native American neighborhood that they red line, Jake, and turned it into a damn park, man. And this nigga talking about ill-gotten gains? You devils gonna pay, man. But the clip I got, it show you, Lord willing, I can get to it, Lord willing. Just kind of look back in my history. I got to scroll through and get it. But it show you how how Wall Street was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, man, West Indian Haitians, of selling them on auctioning blocks. That's facts. Wall Street, before it was sugar and oil and whatever they sell on the Wall Street, on the stock exchange, it was you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. We was the first stocks on the stock market, man. Go look it up. These devils talking about taking Russia, what Russia got. Nigga, how you get America? Fucking devils, man. It's because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by the sea, the kingdom shall be translated from one people to another. And that's what we waiting on. Was that Daniel 7 and 18? The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, man. When Yahweh shall return, man, he's going to take this place, man. And you're going to be servants forever. You're going to bring tributaries forever, man. Ever and ever. As it say, forever, ever, forever, ever. Beautiful. This is the brother Malaki Yah, servant of Yahweh Shah. Subscribe to that brother channel. Edifying lessons, man. Hey, subscribe to all these brother channels, man. Subscribe to each other's channels, man. It say Isaiah 3 and 1. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh Shemam Shah host, do a take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Listen, man. I used to say it a lot. I ain't said it in a while. Subscribe to brothers' channels, man. Everybody don't have 1,000 subscribers, man. Subscribe to brothers' channels, man. That way brothers can go live straight from YouTube. We don't have to use StreamYard to go live, man. Brothers that don't have 1,000 subscribers. And you got all these people that cloud up on one channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 channels. There's brothers that's teaching the same sound doctrine. Subscribe to brothers' channels, man. You women out there, man. Subscribe to brothers' channels. Brothers, subscribe to brothers' channels, man. We all need that 1,000 subscribers to go live, man. Subscribe to brothers' channels, man. This is Malaki servant of Yahweh Shai, put up Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And that's 2/3 of Jakes and heathens alike, man. And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Beautiful. This is Kazak Bunyan Howard. He put up Jeremiah 17 and 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, and whose hope the Lord is. Our hope is Yahweh Shema Shah. He got a beautiful land back precept. Same brother, Ecclesiastes 14 and 2. Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord. Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. This is brother again. Kazab Yehoda, Ecclesiastes 4 and 28. I can't usually do this, but I got time today. And go through your brother precepts. Ecclesiastes 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh Shemawashah shall fight for thee, man. He put up Proverbs 8 and 17. I love this precept. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. When you get Ecclesiastes 19 and 18, I'm linking that with that precept. It reads, it say again, Proverbs 8 and 17, this is cold, man. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Ecclesiastes 19 and 18, the fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtain of his love. So it say, I love them that love me. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. It say, wisdom obtain of the Lord's love, man. There is no other way, man. Fear and wisdom. And wisdom is the fear of the Lord, man. Kazak Banyahada, 2 Ezra 4 and 28, it reads, but as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee. That's what the Lord told Ezra. Hey, seek out those that be like thee, man. We ain't worrying about the heathens, the 2/3. It said, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Because everything had to play out, man. Okay? It tell you in the same chapter, 2 Ezra 4 and 37, it say, by measure have he measured the times, and he do not move nor stir them until the said measures be fulfilled. It's verse 29. It reads, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, which is America, oh, that's cold. In Isaiah 29, it reads this. Everything had to be turned upside down by the devil, Esau, Edom. He got to do it. The Lord put the spirit on him to turn these things upside down. Proverbs 29 and 16, it reads, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Who is the potter? It's Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. Who is the clay? All of us. Esau, Edom. Surely your turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Is Esau going to say the Lord didn't make him, he made himself? No, the Lord made you too. Okay, Esau and Jacob came through the loins of Isaac, through the womb of Rebekah. It say, for shall the work say of him that made him, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have none understanding? No, the Lord made you. Let's get it. I got to get it. The Lord made you to be the wicked. This might be a 2-hour video. I don't even care. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, right? Is it 10? It's been a minute since I read it. Hold on. No. It's 33. Ecclesiastes 33 and 10. Listen, it reads, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord hath delivered him and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified. The word sanctified means set apart. You can read Leviticus 20 and 26. The Lord said he severed us from the rest of the nations. That's why we separate. We holy. The word holy means to be separate. It say, but some of them have he exalted, have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them have he cursed and brought low. Then the Lord said in Genesis 3, he told the serpent, he are cursed above every cattle, above every beast of the field, and on his belly shall he go. It's right here. But some of them have he cursed and brought low. He cursed Esau, made them bases of men. They are the lords of all the nations, but he put them on top. It say, and turn out of their places. Here's the point to link with Isaiah 29 and 16 and to the brother precept. It say, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to him as liking him best. So in Isaiah 29:16, again, surely your turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. The Lord, I gotta read it now. Romans 9. The Lord said he made Esau and Jacob, right? It say, reading the point here, 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on him. I will have mercy. He said, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth. This is none of your own mind, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. That's the same reason he raised up these Edomites, these elites, to show them, to show this is the Lord showing them who's in control. Because while they raise it up, the Lord is raising up the whole elect to go against these devils. And it's the Lord that got them in their seat, to have them to go overboard with slavery, to go overboard. You're supposed to do usury. Okay? There's a law about not doing usury to your brothers. Esau, Edom is our brother. He is our forefather Jacob's brother. Why do we got to pay usury? If you get a loan from the devil, if they give you the loan, if you can get it, why you got to pay usury back? That's a law. We're supposed to pay usury. If I say, bro, I need to hold 100, you give me the 100, I'm going to give you the 100 back. Now I got to give you back 150. That's the devil, though. The Lord raised him up to be this way. It say, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. So he hardened these devils to have enmity against us. That's from the garden. Genesis 3:15. He told the Satan, he told the serpent, I'm going to put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So there's a separation between the Edomites and the Israelites. The Lord did it from the beginning, man. It say, verse 19, thou wilt say then unto me, why do he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Neighbor, O man, who art thou that replies against the Lord? You gonna reply against God? No, but a 2/3 would. Shall the thing framed? Here we go. Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it? That's Isaiah 29:16. I just read it. Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me dust? So Esau saying, they asking, no, they calling to count, why did the Lord make us wicked? We don't know. Wait and see in slavery. You'll find out. Wait and see. That's why I call out Yahweh Mama Shah that we are not Edomites. Okay? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me dust? Lord, why did you make me? Why did you take my pigment? Why did you take my melanin away? Huh? Why, Lord? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump? It said the same lump. Esau and Jacob came out of Isaac and Rebekah, right? The lump is the seed line, the sperm that came out of Isaac that went into Rebekah. It say, have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, that same seed, that same sperm, to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. Didn't it say in Isaiah, in Genesis 25, that it was 2 nations in her womb? They supposed to have been twins. How is that possible that it's 2 nations in her womb? Because they weren't identical twins. Okay? It say, have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? We just read Job in Romans 9:13. It's talking about Esau and Jacob. It say, what if God willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? That's these Edomites. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which is the Israelites. which he have afore prepared unto glory. You see, this is from Yahweh Shema Shai. We can't question the Lord on what he did. This omnipotent, this omnipotent. So, Kazak Bunyan Halder, 2 Ezra 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down. So these devils, the Lord put the spirit on them to destroy the earth. That's in Psalm, what is that? Jeremiah 51:25. He said he would destroy them who destroying the earth. Jeremiah 51:25, Revelation 11:18. Go read it. He made them to create chemtrails and GMO foods and contaminated waters and to gun down our people and put the necks and put foot on niggas' necks and have them crying out on TV talking about they want their mama. He put the spirit in them to do that. Okay? To create laboratory grown meat, man. He put the spirit on them devils to do that, man. And rightfully so. The Lord said we shall eat our food to follow among the Gentiles. We were sent here in North America, Babylon the Great, for a punishment and to be corrected. And 2/3 will not be corrected, man. It say, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good, which is the kingdom of heaven. This place got to go down. And this is what it looked like. Inflation. Everybody rioting. The love of many shall wax cold. It got to happen. And rightfully so. We ready to get out of here, man. I'm tired of working for these devils, man. I'm tired of seeing these devils. I'm tired of seeing them. Proverbs 27:17 from Kazak Bunyan Halder. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. Well, I tell you in Proverbs 29:18. But there is no vision, the people perish. Right? 2/3 of people don't got no vision. But the water Yahweh Shema Shai for giving us the eye solve, man. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. What can we hide ourselves at? In the covering of Yahweh Shema Shai, in the mercy, in the grace of Yahweh Shema Shai, that he's still showing us because the doors of mercy are still open, man. But the simple pass on and are punished, man. Let's see here. Beautiful. Let's read this. Kazak Bunyan Hawada. Isaiah 41:13. For out of the Lord Yahweh, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. The Lord is holding our hand, man. When it said in Psalms 85:10, mercy and truth are met together. What is that talking about? The Lord gave us this truth back by showing us mercy. The Lord showed us mercy by giving us this truth, man. You can't make this up. Verse 14, it reads, fear not thou worm Jacob, because we worms. Esau is known as a fowler in the scriptures. He's a fowler, right? That means he's a bird catcher. He catches birds. And Jeremiah 12:19 it say, the Lord said his heritage is unto him as a speckled bird. We like birds, right? In another sense, the Lord called Esau a fowler. What do? Birds eat worms, man, right? Fear not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh Shema Shai, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Yeah, man. Beautiful. You might well read this. Baruch 3:8. And Jake gonna realize this sooner or later, but it's gonna be later, and it's gonna be too late. Baruch 3:8, Kazak Bunyan Halder. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. We got to pay for our water. Lamentation 5, what I read. Our water, we got to pay for our water, and our wood is sold to us. Well, it say what? For a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all, it said according to all. Hold on. Oh, Salakia. According to all thine iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So let's say verse 9. Hear Israel, the commandment of life, give ear to understand wisdom. Right, man. So I tell you in Haggai 1, the moment you get your money, we put it into a bag with holes in it, man. It's going on bills. You may get to cuff a little, but it's going on bills. It's gone, man. Because of these devils. Them that's in wicked rulership, right? The brother had put it up, I read it, Sirach 10 and 8, right? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by the seat, man. These devils got to go, man. This is beautiful. Let's read this. This is a brother Azarah, Yahweh, Jeremiah 4 and 4. Circumcise yourselves to Yahweh Shemawashah, and take away the foreskin of your heart, ye men of Judah, and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire and burn that none can. Salakia, or the rest of it at. That none can quench it because of the evil of your doings. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Yep, here it is. This Jeremiah 17 and 5. GMS Harakah. Thus saith Yahweh by Shem Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arms, and whose heart departed from the Lord. And that's why 2/3 of our people gonna be destroyed, man. Because they putting all their trust. You know the saying, if you putting all your eggs in one basket, that basket, the bottom gonna fall out of it, man. Then what? Verse 7, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, which I read earlier, and whose hope the Lord is. And I quoted those scriptures in Psalm 146, verse 3 through 5, Psalm 118, Psalms 44 and 11. It said, vain is the help of man. We ain't trusting in these devils, man. Beautiful. Let's read this. Isaiah 36 and 6 from a warrior Allah Yahweh. It say, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, North America, Babylon the Great, your government, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. That's talking about you taking that mark of the beast in Revelation 13 and 16, man. Okay? And when we read verse 18 and go into that word, that's going to be that stigma, what they use, that palisade, man. Okay? That hypodermic needle, man. Yeah. You already done took the Jabberwocky. You might well take it. You slow-bellied niggas. This is Jeremiah 51 and 14. It reads, like Isaiah 51 and 14 from Kazak Ben Yehodah. We the captives. It said the captive exile hasten that he may be loose and that he should not die in the pit. Remember we read in Ecclesiastes 14? Ecclesiastes 12? The devil want to throw us into a pit, man. And to tell you in Revelation 2 and 10, the devil shall cast some of us into prison. That's going to be the part of some brothers' lot, man. Okay? This devil want to throw us in a pit, and they put us in one. North America, Babylon the Great is a pit, man. We've been serving slavery, man. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Israel and Judah were oppressed together. All that took them captive, held them fast. They refused to let them go. But what verse 34 reads? Let's read it. Jeremiah 50 and 34. Because you devils, you think you got it all figured out. But guess what? Verse 34. The Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. What's disquiet mean? They're going to be cut off by slaughter. Every one of them, man. Only one's going to be left is the elites. When they're going to hide into their bunkers, they're going to be there until the judgment is overpassed. And the Lord going to take them out of them bunkers, and they're going straight into the chains, boy. Psalm 149. Go read it. We shall bind their kings and their nobles with chains and fetters of iron. This guy said in the movie Birth of a Nation. We shall bind their kings and their nobles with chains and fetters of iron. Get ready, boy. It's your turn. You demon ass devils. Isaiah 51:14 again. The captive exile hastened that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread shall fail. Oh, and it tell you in Isaiah, I gotta read this. You brother be having me going, man. I'll be here for another 8 hours messing with you brothers, man. In Isaiah 12, no, in Isaiah 33, just to make that point, it say, it's talking about he that is righteous. When you read verse 15, I'm gonna read it. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despises the gains of oppressions, and it say that shaketh his hand from holding the brows. You can't give a righteous man no money. You can't buy us off like you got Mark the Messenger. You can't buy us off like you got Marcus Rogers, them slow bellied niggas. You can't buy us off like that. It say that stopping his ears from hearing the blood. No, we're gonna tell you you're going off. You're going off. And if you don't repent, you're gonna be destroyed. It say, and shut up his eye from seeing evil, he shall dwell on high, a righteous man of the Lord. His place of defense shall be the benition of rocks. Bread shall be given him, which is his truth. His waters shall be sure, which is the truth. So right here say, and that he shall not die in the pit, nor that his bread shall fail. And the hopeful man bread will not fail, because we trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the brother, a warrior, Allah, Yahweh, Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet fell for our vain help. Hold on, now I gotta get it. Every time your brother sending me to a precept. In Psalm 44, which is my favorite precept, I believe, it reads, Psalms 44:11. It say, I'm sorry, Psalm 16:11. I quoted it wrong earlier. Salakia. Psalm 16:11, it reads, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. So right here it say, Lamentations 4:17, as for us, our eyes as yet fell for our vain help in our watching. We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. These devils don't care about us, man. Okay? I got to get this in Lamentations 5. It reads, Lamentations 5:8, servants have ruled over us. Servants. These devils are servants. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. You see that? Servants, man. Dwell for you, brother precepts too, man. This is Kazak Bunyan Howard. Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. In Psalms 19, see, y'all be doing it to me, man. But I love it. I love it. I'm here. Psalm 19:7, it reads, the law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh Shema Shai is sure, making wise the simple, man. So it say, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. And remember, in Amos 5:13, it say, the prudent shall keep silent, because it is an evil time. So in Jacob's trouble, you ain't gonna get to watch this truth. If you're watching it for entertainment, you ain't gonna get to watch it later. We are filling up our tanks right now on, if you use unleaded or Supreme, whatever you use, we are filling our tanks up right now with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because Isaiah 33:6 say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Ephesians 5:17, wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of Yahweh Shema Shai is, man. What's the will of the Lord? John 20, tell you what, feed the sheep, man. The Lord say, is that John 20? Maybe 21. Let's proof that real quick. I think it's John 21. Yeah. In John 21, verse 13, Yahweh shall then cometh and taketh bread and give it them, and fish likewise. So he say, this is not the third time that Yahweh shall show himself to his disciples after he was risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Yahweh shall said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh said unto him, Feed my sheep, man. Oh, Proverbs 27. Is that Proverbs 27? And it say right here, Proverbs 27:23. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. In Jeremiah 50:8, it reads, Remove out of the midst of Babylon, this is spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and go forth out of the land of Chaldeans, and be as the he-goat before the flocks. What's a he-goat do? He's leading the flock. That's feeding the sheep, man. Sound doctrine, man. Beautiful. It's one of my favorite precepts. It's one of my top 10s too, brother. I gotta read it. This is a brother, Ariya Allah Yahawada, Isaiah 45:20. Assemble yourselves and come, the hopeful elect. Draw near together, the hopeful elect. Tell you in Isaiah 44 that they are raising up together, man. It said, ye that are escaped of the nations, meaning what? Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and Lord willing, physically. But right now, it's spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Ye that are escaped of the nations, it said they have no knowledge. Who? The 2/3 that set up the wood. What wood? The cross of the graven image. Who is the image? Jesus Christo, Jesus Christ. And pray unto a God that cannot save. Jesus Christ ain't gonna save you dumb niggas out there, man. You Mark the Messenger followers, you demon niggas. Lord gonna destroy you bastards, man. The water, brother. I love that precept. Jesus Christ can't save you. You saw them niggas when I played the clip of these northern kingdoms walking, coming from Mexico. That nigga was toting the cross, man. Jake is through, man. The Lord gotta kill these niggas, man. These niggas, man, they would not repent. Hey, so the Lord wants to edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the ark who are listening and learning, you few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord, what's edifying until next time I say shalom. Wah, abba, the wah for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up, man. Because, hey, we getting close. Any day, things can change, man. And they will change. So stay prayed up. Man, these devils always coming on with this garbage. Adult garbage, man. Nobody care about your porn, man. So anyway, you have to watch for tuning in. Till next time I say shalom. Shalom. The water for all your precepts too. Your brother lightning coming, boy. Up, man. I'm already 2 hours, man. I'll be here all day. I gotta go pick up this garment too. So the water. As a matter of fact, man, your brother's cold with it, man. Spirit is from fire, man. Let me read some of these, man. I don't gotta go down here to 10:30. Let me read some of these. This is Isaiah 14:21. Beautiful precepts, man. Your brother lighting it up, man. I love it. This is Oriya Yahawada. Ariya, I keep pronouncing it wrong. Ariya Allah Yahawada, Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And you notice talking about Esau, because they tell you in Malachi 1 and 4, when they said what? We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Right? Let's read that, man. I got time. This is Malachi 1. I got time. I ain't doing nothing. Malachi 1 and 4 reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished. That's when we ran them into the caves. But we will return and build the desolate places. That's in Revelations 20, when they came, Revelation 20 and 7, when they say, and the Satan and the dragon was loose from his, and Satan was loose from his prison and went out to deceive the nations. They deceived the nation with their Renaissance art, the iconoclasm. Renaissance mean whitewashing. I mean, Slakia. Renaissance mean rebirth of them coming back into power. That's why I say right here, we will return and build the desolate places, right? So come back from, they return now as North America, Babylon the Great, the revived Roman Empire. Renaissance, iconoclasm mean whitewashing. They whitewashed the image of our Messiah. That's why I tell you in Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judge thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Who covered the face of the judge of the earth, which is Yahweh and Yahweh? Who told us that God is white and Jesus is white? Who told us that? The so-called white man. There is no Chinese Jesus. There is no Japanese Jesus. There is no Arab Jesus. There is no Iranian Jesus, right? There's no African Jesus. There's only a white Jesus. So, who whitewashed the images of our Lord and Savior and his Father? And the scripture tell you they are so-called black men from the tribe of Judah. Hebrews 7:14 said our Lord come from the tribe of Judah. Jeremiah 14:2 say Judah is dark-skinned, man. So where we get these white images from? The so-called white man. So it say, Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom said, Edom mean red, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, who the Edomites, the border of wickedness. The people against whom the Lord hath indignation, indignation means righteous anger, forever. So right here in Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, because we are our forefathers. Every 34th generation, we return, same spirit, different body, different timeline. It say that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Malachi 1 and 4 said, Esau say, they will return and build the desolate places. Did not come over here and build up Babylon the Great with their cities. Sure they did. We're living in it. Okay, verse 22. I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name Edomites, the remnant, the elite of them, the son, it say, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Meaning what? When you kill all the men of the nation, they can't reproduce. Okay? So he said, I'm going to cut off from Babylon the name Edomites, and remnant, the elites, okay? And son and nephew, saith the Lord. Now, there's a precept to that. Two of them. Hold on. I got to get it. Because they talk about the name, the son, nephew. In Job 18, read the point. It say, verse 16, his root shall be dried up beneath. What's your root? Your seed line, your sperm, your lineage. And above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. This is the Edomites. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, the Lord is going to be gone. As I said, I read in Job 21, they shall be cut off in the midst. It say, verse 19, he shall neither have son nor nephew, like it just said here, right here, verse 22. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. That's 2 precepts. Hold on. There's another. 3 for confirmation. Jeremiah 49 in verse 10 it reads. Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. His seed, his sons, and his brethren, his nephews, and his neighbors, and he is not. They're going to be destroyed, man. They're going to be destroyed. This is let me go back up. Let me go back up. Your brothers, let me try to go back where I was at. Your brothers on fire, man. Oh, I want to read this. It's one of my faves too, right here. This is the brother Ariyah Allah Yahweh put up Ecclesiastes 10 and 14. The Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes. This happened to us first, but now it's happened to these devils. This happened to us first. The Lord have cast down the throne of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. We the meek. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, the whole flag that's returning back to the Lord. That's repenting. Verse 15, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Bashai, have plucked up the roots, I just read in Job 18, of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. Brother, you must be. I love these precepts right here. Verse 16, it reads, Salakia pop up. It reads, Yahweh Shema Bashai overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. Just like in ancient time, I read in Job 24, they shall be taken out of the way as all other, man. This is the Lord showing us He's going to destroy these devils. Okay? Daniel 7:18 say the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom with Yahweh, man. It tell you in Ezekiel 25 and 14, the Lord say He's going to put the spirit on His elect men and give them spiritual powers. And we finna get busy too, Lord willing. We get to be of that number, man. Because I can't wait to take hold of you devils, man. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. I read that in Job 24, 23 through 25. Go read it. Verse 17, He took some of them away and destroyed them. That's the nation of Edom. And have made them memorial to cease from the earth, man. When you read about the beast in Daniel 7, I think it's verse 13. Let me read it. It tell you that this devil going to be destroyed, but the other 16 heathen nations, they get to go back into their lands because they're going to bring us tributaries forever. So in Daniel 7, and 11, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even to the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning fire, to the burning flame. Obadiah 1:18 tell you the Lord gonna have a bonfire with these devils, right? Verse 12, as concerning the rest of the beasts, that these other nations that joined to these devils, these 16 heathen nations, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. So the Edomites gonna be done away with, and the other 16 nations get to go back into their lands. They're gonna bring us tributaries forever, man. I can't wait, man. So let's see here. Yeah, beautiful. Let's read this. From the brother Issachar. Serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And I read in Psalms 19:7 to say, the Lord converting our souls, man, making wise the simple, man. Okay? So we are not ignorant of you devil devices, man, because the Lord has made the hopeful elect wise to understand what's really going on, man. So let's get this. This is his brother Hillboard. Bananas on the comment board. I love it. Let's read this first. 2 Ezra Let me make sure that's the first precept. Okay, no. 73 from Ariyah Allah Yahweh, second Ezra 16 and 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh Shema Shai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Verse 75, Salakia. Verse 75 reads, but ye, it say, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for your power, Yahweh Shema Shai, is your God, not everybody else's. He's our God, man. Verse 76, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Beautiful, man. This is Yahweh's truth. This is Proverbs 21 and 12. The righteous man wisely consider the house of the wicked. Beautiful. But God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. And we just watching it play out, man. North America is being destroyed from the inside out, man. Lord, hey, man. Hey, so yeah, man. I'm gonna close there, man. You brothers, man. I'll be here the rest of the day. Because if I keep reading these precepts, he's gonna lead me to precepts and we'll never get off here, man. But I love it though, man. The water for you, brother precepts, man. You brothers is hot. You brothers is hot, man. And the Lord say He rather for us to be hot than lukewarm, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Mentioned about the physician, Yahweh Shai. This is beautiful. This is I'm a one Yasha Allah. He put up Ecclesiastes 38 and 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord have created him. Hey, and that's Yahweh Shai, man. Because we ain't falling to the hands of these fake physicians, right? As it tell you in Job 13 and 4, they are forces of lie, they are physicians of no value. We ain't falling to their hands, man. The Lord told us to deal with herbs. You know, we living amongst, the Lord said in Ezekiel 4 and 13, we're gonna eat our food to follow among the Gentiles. That don't mean you gotta always eat garbage food, man. And of course, which it ain't organic. None of the food is organic. So what we get is lawful, and you just pray over it, man. You just pray over it. Because the Lord said in Haggai 1, like we supposed to be focused on building the Lord's house. And if you ain't building Yahweh Shema Shai's house, and everything that you try to do, He says He's gonna blow on it. So whatever you put your hands on, you know, with food, we just, as long as it's lawful, we praying over it, man. We good. And we deal with the herbs. Eat green, take green smoothies, man. You got, what I used to do with green smoothies is kale and spinach. Kale, spinach, but I use banana, but now I ain't using bananas no more, but kale and spinach. And I usually get our blueberries. And hey, make you a green smoothie, man, from time to time. Keep your system flushed out. But anyway, the Lord got us covered, man. Long we do what we do, stay grounded. This is verse 2. It's Ecclesiastes 38 and 1. It reads, they say, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord have created him. This is verse 2. It reads, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. You see? Yahweh Shai, man. That's why I love to read Psalm 103 and 2. It reads this. Psalm 103 and 2. Blessed be Yahweh. Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, man. Through Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Oh, man. So anyway, these devils keep coming on here with this garbage. It's all right. I'm about to close up anyway. I'll get rid of them. So the water for all your precepts, man. The water for tuning in. The water again. Yahweh Shema Shabbat Rakathon. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In the sense of salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Awad who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening, yep, BJ's is another one. Costco, BJ's, and Sam's Club. The water, yep, BJ's. Yep. So the water tuning in. Till next time, I say Shalom. Man, you brothers is fine it up, man. This is cold, man. Boy, if I ain't had to go pick up this garment, I would be here. This is beautiful, man. You brothers' spirit is on fire, man. I love it. The water, man. Call out Yahweh Shema Shai, man. The water for you brothers, man. Shalom.